Happy Sunday, my dear friends. My name is Samuel Sane from Kiserian, Kajiado West Constituency and Kajiado County. Today, I want to share about a condition that came to my life the year 2008. By then, I was very young, and I thank God up to now, I'm alive, I'm strong. Though sometimes I feel weak, but I want to thank God so far for giving me this life up to this far. I developed a condition with the motility disorder. What is motility disorder? Motility disorder is the ability to swallow food systematically or comfortably. This problem came. I never knew what was going on. After I had gone to work at Nairobi, by then I used to work at Nairobi. During my lunchtime, I tried to eat my lunch meal, but was unable to swallow. It was a strange experience I've never had in my life before. That afternoon, I was so much devastated. I managed to go to the doctor nearby, but he gave me some pills to swallow to help in motility disorder. And also he told me I'm stressed, of which I remember I was not stressed. In fact, I was so happily. My job was doing very well. This after I released my third album. I remember it was 2000, after 2007. I never knew what came into my life. Okay, he gave me those pills, but they could not help me anymore. I tried to visit different hospitals, including St-15yrs, Kenyatta Hospital, and others, but the doctors could not identify what I was suffering from. Even taking water was a problem because the valve in between the stomach and the esophagus could not open. It was actually a bad experience. It came even to my mind I was suffering from cancer. But after doing endoscopy test, they checked for growth, cancer, ulcers, but nothing was found. And my stomach was looking good according to the test. Without knowing, after visiting several hospitals, no, the problem came. I'm unable even to feed. I was becoming weak and weak and weak. But I could live on biscuits sometimes. But it was a lack to swallow. I could take some food sometimes, but nothing would go. In fact, I would not. By that time, I could not even wish one of my friends to tell me we go for nyama choma or even chicken because it could go there and clog. Without knowing, eating much was dilating my esophagus, like creating another stomach up here for piling of food. I spent a lot of money going to hospitals, but nothing was seen. Even I remember one of the doctors had given up on me. I want to disclose him. He was a gastroenterologist at Kenyatta National Hospital by then. But I thank God I'm alive today. As I share this story, I'm very sure this story will encourage someone somewhere. After about 9 months battling this condition, I met a doctor. I remember he was a cardiothoracic expert at Kenyatta National Hospital. I can't remember his name. It's quite some time. He told me, Samuel, you might be suffering from a condition known as Achalasia cardia. Oh, it's very strange. What is Acalacia cardia? He answered me, failure of muscles to be unable to relax, the muscles of the cardia sphincter. The cardia sphincter is a valve that opens for the food to enter the stomach. Okay, I had no option but to repeat for another endoscopy test to confirm it. I managed to do it, and he confirmed this is Acalacia cardia. What next? He told me, even if you take a lorry of drugs, medicine, nothing will change. And that's why I've been given a lot of pills, but nothing helped. He told me, Samuel, you need to go for that test again to confirm the second time. And finally, we shall come to identify what to do. He told me, you either go for Botox injection. This is an injection through endoscopy where they inject that particular part that has failed, that has collapsed. Or we do what we call Hill's cardiomyotomy. Well, I opted to go for the surgery because now the Botox could have been temporary. After every 6 months, I should go for an injection. Well, I managed to go for that Hill's cardiomyotomy. I remember it was year 2009. You can imagine battling with Acalasia cardia for 1 year. I remember fully 1 year. I really suffered. Even my friends could ask me questions. Why are you not eating with us? Why are you avoiding our food? Why are you avoiding our company? Actually, it was bad. In fact, even today, as we speak, I don't like eating in a group. I even avoid going to ceremonies, weddings, any occasion. I even fear because I may be given food and I don't want people to ask me questions. It's actually not good. The story continues like this. After the surgery, I was able to swallow a little bit of food, but not immediately, because after the surgery I was given a special diet to be on liquefied foods, soft foods, and I thank God I managed to eat. It was a miracle for me to eat by this time. I could look healthy, I could speak nicely, I was good, but actually, Acalasia, as I tell you today, it affects the quality of life. You are never happy. Especially when you see food ahead of you. You are never happy. You even imagine if you can get a drip on daily basis to feed you. If there is another way to feed, I'm telling you with Acalasia, you better go for it. If it is possible, but not so. As we continue the story, after the surgery, I managed to change my lifestyle. Also, my diet. I could not take acidic food. Some food with a lot of fiber could actually get stuck at the cardiac sphincter because they never opened it fully. They just managed it with a small opening. I can't remember how they did it because I was under sedation. But I thank God I managed to live for about 14 years with this condition. Since 2009 up to 2022, end of the year. Now, as I tell you more stories about my life, it has not been easy for me. I was also affected later by some drugs after I got an accident, a road traffic accident that claimed my leg. But I thank God after fracturing, I got a good doctor at Kikuyu PC Hospital where they rehabilitated my leg. Today I'm able to walk. But because of those drugs I was taking, I believe they also affected my cardia spinti again. You can imagine it's a gateway to the stomach. Some drugs, they are not okay. Like they are those with we call them spasmodic medicine. They affect the muscles. I found a problem recurring. This Acalasia recurring. And as I continue to tell you the story, I decided to ask the doctor, why am I feeling this again? He was shocked to find I had another earlier surgery. I explained everything and he told me, Samuel, you should not give up. The way you have not given up on your leg, you have gone for 2 surgeries on your leg. Also, don't give up on going back to the doctors who did the first surgery. Unlucky, the doctors had gone out of the country. Now I had to seek other new medication. He advised me to go to Bomet Tenwek hospital. It's a good hospital, and I really encourage our government to try the best to bring such kind of hospitals in Kenya. This is where I met a doctor. He's known Dr. Dodd Parker from America. He was a visiting doctor to Tenwek Hospital. He advised me, he told me, Samuel, because of the previous condition before the surgery, we could have done what we call healer's myotomy, but not because you had one initially. We cannot repeat it again. You have to wait till we get a facility known as a poem system or poem equipment to do what we call in terms of gastroenterologists paroro endoscopic myotomy. In short, poem surgery. Unfortunately, it is not locally available. He advised me if I can manage to be patient till Tenwek Hospital bring the machine to do the poem surgery, it's okay. If not so, I can seek overseas medication. My brothers and my sisters, I want to encourage you, never ever give up in this life. I became strong after this good news. I thought the surgery that was done 2009 was enough and nothing else will be done to me. Remember, eating to me has been a problem. It has been a challenge. Even eating nyama choma, any hard food could be a problem. And I have battled with this condition for all those years. As we count today is the 15th year since I got this condition. Now, I want to give someone hope today. Don't give up in this life. There is a solution. God must bring a solution to your life. Let me encourage you. I know it has not been easy for me. From a tragedy to tragedy. From first surgery to another surgery. In fact, for my leg, I went for 2 surgeries. Now, I have to go to another surgery. God willing, I will go for the poem surgery in India. Now, beginning of the year, as I continue to give you the story, Bob Parker advised me something. Samuel, for you to be able to eat now, as you wait for the poem surgery, you need to seek for what we call pneumatic balloon dilating. You can search from Google search engine or YouTube. You can find these things. They are there. Pneumatic balloon dilating is when they use a balloon to expand or distract the cardiaspinti muscles. He offered to do it for me at Tenwek Bomet Hospital, but on condition they could not go beyond what is usually being done with a normal Acalacia cardia because I had a scarring of the former Hellas myotomy. They did it the first time at, I remember it was on Feb. It's like I can say it's a minor surgery, but it's not an easy thing because it must affect you. Also, you have to stay indoors because your diet must change. I managed to stay at home for about a month, but after that month, still the problem did not go completely, but there was a slight improvement. I went back to the hospital. They advised me to repeat another one, and they repeated it at, I remember it was in the month of May. And I can say it was not bad. Till today, I can experience good flow of food, but not that much because there was, they say there is a scarring because of the previous myotomy. They could not go beyond what they usually do. They did the first one, first dilating, they did at 22 millimeter. The second one did at 18 millimeter because they also fear they might open up and the food from the stomach might come back after digestion. So they did it to prevent what we call acid reflux. I thank God I've been strong. I've tried to change my diet. I've tried also to manage myself. But to tell you the truth, Acalacia is not a good condition. Okay, as I can say, no pain. It is not cancerous, but if it persists because of the dilation of the esophagus, because if you check the what we call barium swallow test, it shows a dilated esophagus, like another stomach up the stomach. If the food continued to be there for long without getting into the stomach, it can ferment, causing acidity, and also it can go to, and you never know which kind of food you're eating. It can be cancerous. So I was advised, Samuel, the only option you can do, go for a POEM surgery, as per the words of Bob Parker, the doctor from America. I've tried my best, and I thank God very soon, I'll be going for the POEM surgery, which is not locally available in Kenya. I'll be doing it, God willing, the doctors will be performing it at India, one of the hospitals in India. Later, I'm going to disclose it to you. And I'm going to give you the outcome after the POEM surgery and how I'll be able to manage post-surgery of Acalacia cardia. From my research on Google search engine and other sources like doctors, they say the condition has never been known the cause. And out of 10,000, there is one person with this condition of Acalacia. So I urge you, maybe you have a friend who has this condition, not to give up. Not to give up, because I'm telling you, when someone is not feeding well, you are ever weak. Sometimes it can even give you psychological problems. You can even give up in life, because if you are not eating, you can imagine a man or a human being not eating. It's actually a problem. So my advice, if you have any person of the sort with that condition, you can advise for a better treatment, which is a POEM surgery. And we hope for our government to consider it, and also our doctors to go for this training on how to treat Acalacia cardia through a POEM surgery. I've been advised also to go for repeat of the Hellas myotomy. Hellas myotomy repetition, I was advised it is not good because you might not be able to go around doing, you can imagine the esophagus is in between the diaphragm, the lungs chest, you can imagine also the spinal cord. It is hard for a doctor even to go around cutting the circular muscles of the cardia sphincter. But with POEM surgery, it has, according to my doctor, he advised me it is a low incision procedure, no open surgery, but they use endoscopy to cut those circular muscular that are tight to enable the cardia sphincter relax. So I believe after the surgery, the muscles will no longer be that tight. They'll be able to relax and for my food to enter into the stomach. I need to stay in a hospital for about 2 to 3 days, later back home. And I know all things will work out well and I'll be able to feed well. I'll eat choma choma again. I'll eat chicken properly and my health will improve again. That's all what I have for you today. And I appreciate all your support. And for more information, you can reach me on my social media platforms. On my YouTube, Samuel Sane videos on YouTube. Samuel Sane videos on TikTok. You can find me on Facebook. For more information, I can help you. Samuel Sane on Facebook. And we shall keep in touch. Have a blessed Sunday. Have a fruitful week. And may God bless you. Wishing you a wonderful health. God bless you.